My name is Shantell Jackson, and I am a visual multimedia artist. So when I started about 12 or 13 years ago, I started primarily with acrylic paints. But hallmarks of my artwork really are color composition. So typically I use a lot of bright, vivid colors in my artwork and a lot of texture. So lately, the way I have done texture is by adding layers of paints, chalk pastels, in gesso, and more paint and more chalk pastels, and even some markers. So lately, since I've been in the Hive, I have really been focusing on mark making. So part of my process is flow. So maybe I'll start with a color, maybe I start with a thought or an idea, and then just kind of go from there and allow it to flow and develop into whatever it will be. So that's a little bit about my art and process. So I think the beauty of art is visual art in writing is to give your audience something that they haven't seen, something that they haven't been exposed to. And I think that can apply to the world that we live in. And so like, how do we imagine new realities for ourselves in creative ways? Because as we, look at the world and how things are going, I'm just like, creatives will save us all, right? Because we're just always thinking of creative solutions. How can we be better? How can we be better to one another? How do we see one another? And can that process happen through the practice of visual art and writing and engaging people and calling them into the work and asking questions of themselves? This has been instrumental, honestly, in my career as an artist, because I honestly haven't really had a space carved out in which I can just create freely. I don't own a home. I currently live in a studio apartment downtown with cats. So it just makes it very challenging. So having a studio, being in the Hive, doing this residency, has really helped me to reach my goal of scaling my work up and doing larger pieces and prepping work for future, like prepping series or pieces for future proposals, future shows, because that's ultimately one of my goals I would love to have. And so the Hive has been able to help me do that. Another thing the Hive has also helped me to do is really just kind of spread out and get all my ideas and really just test out all the things I've always wondered about. Like, for example, recently I've just been making like my own paint markers, and that feels like really cool to me, because I haven't done that. I haven't had the space to do that. I feel like I'm always exploring something, and so my hope is to have solid starts to collections or series that I've been thinking about,